Chapter 1: The Origins of Hockey. The birth of ice hockey. In Canada, where ice hockey would eventually become a national pastime, the sport began to take a more recognizable form in the early 19th century. The first recorded indoor ice hockey game was played on March 30, 1875, at the Victoria Skating Rink in Montreal. This pivotal event was organized by James Creighton, a native of Halifax, Nova Scotia, who had moved to Montreal and introduced his version of the game to local enthusiasts. The indoor setting allowed for more controlled and structured gameplay, which was crucial for the sport's development and popularization. The rules of this early form of ice hockey were somewhat different from the modern game. For instance, the first indoor game was played with 9 players on each side, unlike the 6 players per team that we see today. The puck used in this game was made of wood, a far cry from the vulcanized rubber pucks used in contemporary hockey. The evolution of the puck and other equipment over time reflects the sport's adaptation to improve gameplay and safety. Montreal's role in the birth of ice hockey is significant. The city not only hosted the first indoor game, but also became a hub for the sport's development. The Montreal Winter Carnival, held annually from 1883, featured ice hockey tournaments that drew large crowds and helped spread the game's popularity. The Carnival's ice hockey matches were instrumental in establishing the sport as a major winter activity in Canada. As ice hockey grew in popularity, the need for standardized rules became apparent. The first official rules of ice hockey were drafted in 1877 by students at McGill University in Montreal. These rules, known as the McGill Rules, laid the foundation for the modern game. Key elements such as the number of players, the dimensions of the rink, and the rules regarding scoring and penalties were established. The McGill rules were widely adopted and helped to unify the sport across different regions. The development of ice hockey was also influenced by the establishment of formal organizations. The Amateur Hockey Association of Canada, AHAC, founded in 1886, was the first governing body for ice hockey in Canada. The AHAC organized leagues and championships, which further standardized the sport and contributed to its growth. This period saw the emergence of some of the earliest hockey dynasties, such as the Montreal Hockey Club, which dominated the sport in its formative years. The spread of ice hockey to the United States and Europe can be traced to the late 19th and early 20th centuries. American universities and colleges began to adopt the sport, with the first recorded game in the United States taking place in 1893, between Yale University and Johns Hopkins University. The establishment of the National Hockey League, NHL, in 1917 marked.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?